Rugby was the first sport that I fell in love with, and I played rugby in high school. The last 2 years in high school, Form 3 and Form 4. And for me, getting to rugby, a bit of history is I was just fast. Like you can just tell us a fast person by looking at how quick they're running and how quick their leg speed is. So I was fast because of running to dinner, running to the dining hall. So that was something that, yeah, the top player. That was what we were running for. You want to get the top player because it was more fatty. The soup was more fatty when you get there. So that's when I realized I could run fast. But before then, also I could run away from my parents a lot, because anytime I make a mistake and my dad calls me or my mom, I could slip away and run away, and they couldn't catch me. So every time they were saying, "This guy is fast. This guy is fast."
At what
So
point did you know you had a talent, or it was just
no, it was just fun. I mean, in high school, I did not even ever in my wildest imagination that I could be where I am today, because it's not a thing for Kenyans. Because I remember the first time I watched sprints was in 2004. My dad is a sports guy, he loves sports. He was watching all the AFCON matches, getting all those newspapers. So we loved sport because of that. So in 2004, I watched Gatlin win the Olympics in Athens. Yeah. So, but I could never put myself in the same position. So it was like, for me, I was just running because of fun, because of, like, I just love running. I just love just moving from one place to another fast. So I did not imagine that I could be a sports person. First track meeting was Mumias. That was like after a switch, but again, it was a trial and error either way, because I was just going to try it and see, because I was directed by one of my fellow teammates in one of the rugby clubs that I was playing for, and he said, "You should try athletics." So for Mumias was about just going to see how this sport works, because I have a backup plan. I want to come back to rugby. So when I went out to Mumias, and still a rookie, still wearing my rugby gears, rugby shorts. So got there. I was just, like, why I said I love running. So I got there and I see, like, there's a competition actually for sprints. So I got there on your marks, like nothing, no technique, nothing. You just, like, just get up and run. That's what I did, and I won the event. I still remember up to now, and got a token at some point.
what was the token?
I was given a 5,000 shillings.
A lot of money at the time.
A lot of money at that time. I was in the hostels during that time, and I had just borrowed some money to go for the event, so I had to give it back. And the big thing for me about it was having my name on the newspaper for the first time. That was big for me. For when you are growing up, it's either you're dying or you're dead because of the obituary part,
Yeah.
or maybe you've done something extraordinary, or maybe of being you're the top of your class in your class 8 or form 4. That's when you realize you can put yourself on that paper. But now this is something that I'm trying, and he has put my name on the paper. So I was so excited. My dad bought that newspaper, and it was something that was big for our family. So after that, I realized, as I was coming back to Nairobi after the event, I realized that this is something that I might want to do. And winning my first ever event, for me, that was a motivation. That really gave me like, I wanted to do this now more and more and more. So when I came back to Nairobi, I asked one of the trainers who was in the gym at Railways Club, to give me a bit of strength workouts, and just train me, whatever knowledge he has, he was just putting in me.
Railway was home of Mwamba.
Mwamba, yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, what made me really still want to stick to rugby was because of that. Because now we were training on the same field where Injera at the time was Injera, and Hayange were coming and pulling up in Subarus. And we were training on the other side of the field with the university club, and I wanted that life. I wanted to, like, live like them. I wanted to be stars like them, because I've been watching them since high school. I had their images on my box in high school, so I wanted that life. As much as I was trying to put my mind into athletics, my mind was still in rugby. Now, the biggest breakthrough for me in that level was the Olympic trials in 2016 in Eldoret. I've never competed in a stadium packed like it was,
It was quite
apart from the Kipkeino Classic. I've never competed at the time, I could never imagine I could compete in a stadium full of people like that. So that was the event that really started putting my name in people's minds. Because when I got there, and I won the event. As much as I did not qualify for the Rio Olympics, I did a 10:37, which was very fast at the time.
Good.
Yes, 10:37 was very fast at the time, and a rookie. I've been in the sport barely 6 months, and I'm doing 10 threes. Yeah, so it was something out of the ordinary. So that was the event that really put me somewhere in the athletics in Kenya. So what motivated me was getting better every day, because when you wake up for training and you're timing yourself in different runs, and you realize you're getting better and better. And then I was watching the videos of the likes of Johan Blake on YouTube, and I admired their lives. I admired how they were professionally and how they were traveling around the world, and having these kit sponsors, like all these things were just coming down to my head. And I was telling myself, one day I have to get here. So I started working with my previous coach in 2016, uh, December. No, 2016 January, not December. 2015 December, coming into 2016 January. And he was an athlete like us before. He was doing sprints, but he wasn't doing it at a high level because he was doing a lot of studies. His parents really wanted him to study. And now, one day we were training at UON, because I'm at UON. So we were doing our laps in UON, and news had spread. There's this guy who is from UON and is beating guys, is winning in Mumias. So he had come to just look at who are these guys. So we came there, we found him training, and then we talked a bit, and then we asked him to be our guardian, basically. Because at the time, okay, he didn't have the papers, so, and it was easier. We're at UON, he comes at UON, so let's see what you can help us with. So he started researching a lot about athletics, about sprints, and he started giving us those ideas. And that's when now we started now doing proper athletics training. So after high school, I loved chemistry in high school. I loved sciences. I loved maths. I loved mathematics. So in after high school KCC, I passed my sciences so highly. So I was trying to see what I can do. And during that time, I had one of my relatives who was doing Bachelor of Science in Chemistry, and which is something I was thinking about. But he had a very good life. he was living a very good life and working in a very big company somewhere in Westlands. So I said I want to do that course. So I chose it, and I was given to go and do that course in Chiromo. So my line could be, if I could not be an athlete, of course I could be a rugby player, but I could be in the line of chemistry. I could be mixing some chemicals in a chemistry lab somewhere, or working with a pharmaceutical company somewhere, producing drugs and stuff like that. But still, life chose a different path.
And is it something you'd be interested in after your career?
Right now it's taken a different turn, and I'm still in school. Yes, I'm still doing my chemistry degree, but now I won't go to that kind of line. Now we'll mix it with the forensics at DCI, and now just bring that together. And after athletics, get into forensics and help DCI with the knowledge that I have. People are telling me that I should go to town and arrest people, but I can't do that. I can't do that. So what inspired me was, I tell athletes that opportunities come and go, and when opportunities come, please take them. And when you get after some time, you realize this opportunity that I took is not so much helping me, then drop it. But don't miss an opportunity because you think you'll get an opportunity ahead. So for me, when I was approached and told that they wanted to give me a job, and I looked at my future and said, at the time, I had not made it so much in athletics, and I thought this is a very good opportunity, even after retirement, and even giving back to the police sports fraternity after I retire. I would love to go back and manage athletics in police, or maybe, yeah, in police and the forces at large. So it's something that really came into my mind. I said, I think it's an opportunity that God has brought it to me, and I'll have it and I'll take it. I remember when I stepped on the track the first time, I was with some very big guys. At the time, Prisons and KDF had some very good sprinters, but that didn't scare me. I said, I'm here for a reason. I just need to be these guys. So the same mentality I got it when I went for my first Olympics. That's when I met Blake for the first time. And I was looking at these guys. They were like, now there are guys who are coming to the Olympics looking at Omanyala like, I want to see how Omanyala is looking like. So that was me then. Like I did not compete in any Diamond League races. I did not compete outside actually outside Africa. I had not done any races then. So you see, like the guys who are being talked about are the guys from the US, Jamaica. The guys who are the guys in sprints. So for me, getting into the village and meeting these guys, it was kinda, you know, like that inferiority thing. But one thing that really kept me going was my mental strength. Like you have to be tough, you have to be focused, you have to be in your own tunnel when you're getting here. Like you have to make sure you're coming here for a reason. Make sure you leave this country in Tokyo with something. You haven't been here we stayed there for like 7 weeks. We can't be here for all that time and then go back with nothing. So that's one thing that I was just like, just tunnel vision, tunnel vision, tunnel vision. Don't look on your side. So when we got into the semifinals and I was with him, I said I must be this guy, and then talk to him later. What changed this year was something different because I changed my coaches at the start of the year, at the start of the season. I mean, because it's not been working. We've been running so fast, so early. If last year I did a 981, 986, and 994 in March 26th. Actually, no, March, in February 26th at Nyayo. So I said, if these times could have been put the same times at the World Championships in Budapest, I could be enjoying this so much. So that was something that really made me sit down after Budapest and realize you're not going to stay here for long. It's going to be 10 years or less that you'll be in this sport. So you need to make a difference. So I wanted someone who really understands how to balance and how to make these things work. Because I'm talented, that one I know. And when I'm in good shape, I can compete with anyone in the world. So in the previous 2 seasons, we were picking up too early. We were running fast times in February, March, April, and then from June, July, August, you're faded out. Like you're struggling to run 10 ones, you're struggling to run 10 twos, 10 zeros, and that's when the championships are. So I wanted someone who really understands that part. So coming to this season was trusting the process. Like we had already picked up for the indoors. We did 2 national records at the indoors. So my current coach told me we can't again pick in the middle of the season because we have a very important part of the season coming up. So I said it's fine, we can maintain 10-0 in this part of the season. But now when we start hitting it hard, let's hit it hard. So during the 10-0 part came during Kipkeino. And again, we reduced so much our races. Like our races were cut completely. My coach said you can't be racing everywhere because now you need to have that psych when you're going into this race. Like now I'm so psyched up because I've done only 600 meters this year. And I'm really, really psyched up to go into the Olympics because I'm not tired mentally from travels, from competitions. So Kipkeino was my first race. And I was telling people, one day you'll realize what this meant. So that was the whole difference that we made this season. And I'm glad that it worked out. I knew the plan and the team understood the plan. So if you could find my team somewhere, they were not scared at all. They were not frustrated at all. The people who were frustrated were the fans because we did not explain to them what we were doing. So 10-0 was my time in Kipke. I'm sad that it wasn't good enough to win, but I'm sure it's going to work out for the better. Yeah, man, like he told me the Olympic camp training will be hard. I did not realize it will be this hard because the last 1 week has been tough. There's a time, actually, not long ago, I was telling him I want to change my tickets. I want to go. I want to go back home because the session was so hard, and I've never felt like that before. You're feeling the pain, but you're not feeling. You don't know where the pain is because it's in your head. You don't know if it's in your head. You're just feeling like the clouds are coming closer. You're just feeling like now everything is crumbling and the pain is just extremely, extremely too much. But the good thing is the intensity in the training sessions is very high, but the recovery is very good. It gives me a lot of days to recover before we hit it the next session. So the training camp the training here in the camp has been hard. I can't lie. It's been really tough. And he told me during this time we're going to work very hard because we did not work as hard. We did not push our bodies because we did not want to peak at the wrong time. So now this is the time to peak. I remember this came about in Tokyo, and one of the coaches during the time who told us that moment, and I'll tell the same to the other athletes. That moment is like your wedding day. That camera will stick on you until you're done. So, and there are millions, millions of people watching. So, use that opportunity. You might not win that race, but you have that opportunity
To shine.
to shine. Yeah. So, I came up with a something like a ritual, as you say, before my races. So, this one is the first one. This one means on my left or on my right, I am not scared of anybody, so I just like brushing them off. I'm not scared of you. And then there's this, the flag is always here. So you just take the flag, put some emphasis on the flag, put the camera there, toss it up and bring it back, and then a little dab, and then you do this. This is a cheetah. So that represents a cheetah. That's the fastest animal in the world. So I'm mimicking that. Yeah. I'm hoping we'll have more sprinters. The current generation, they just need a proper coaching system because it's getting into the nerves of coaches also that taking an athlete from 11 to 10 is not as hard as taking this athlete from 10 4 10 5 to a 9 athlete. It's the ceiling between 10 5 to 9 seconds. It's very, very tough. So I think our coaches needs to you know go to class and really understand how to plan these things, because I've really seen how it works and I've really seen that it's very, very important. And I'm hoping that once they do that, we'll have more sprinters because we have the talent. We have the talent. It's just the support system that needs to be uh, more mature. That's what I can say. And I'm hoping that we'll have so many coaches learning about this sport because it's getting to a different kind of level. It's getting to the scientific level and understanding the bodies of our athletes and understanding how to plan these workouts. You just can't be throwing workouts every day, every day. You need to balance these things. So um, I'm having the Omanyala Foundation going to do that. And the foundation that I want, the most important thing I want to do is to educate former athletes and make them coaches, and then use them to develop sprinters in my Omanyala Foundation. We are putting some of them starting this November in camp, and now we'll start training them after they have finished their high schools. We'll train them, and I'm hoping next year during the nationals we'll launch them during the nationals in July or August. So with that, I'm hoping that I can train more and more sprinters starting from level 1, level 2, up to the maximum they can go, and then now use them to start scouting and nurturing talent in Kenya.